Wake up, no sunlight, so cold, sleep is nice, so tired, my eyes fight, they just wanna close, back up tight, get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn, this life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong, feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts, red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top, never lost, got my plot, know my story, I know my boss, I will fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously, work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
Oh, what is good? How y'all doing tonight on this Friday? I'm joined here on the Gridiron Gazette with the founder of this show, Next Shift Randy, our special guest, Philly Halftime. Or is it part?
It's 9:15 and it's time to party.
There you go. And the last but not least, Further AM himself. How's it going?
What's good, guys?
Good.
I hope everyone's having the most excellent Friday. It's Friday!
Football's here.
Jalen freaking Hurts! Where's Cool Cat?
Well, that's way more energy than I got. How you doing, Randy?
Yeah, a little under the weather today, guys. Dealing with some food poisoning. I got some bad tuna last night from Subway, so I've been sick
Well,
all
don't
day.
ever eat at Subway. Don't you know not to eat at Subway?
Especially not the tuna.
Especially, well, now I know not the tuna.
I know.
The thing is, wait, it's terrible food.
Don't eat.
It was the only thing I could eat. It was the only thing I could eat. I didn't want to eat greasy burger, so I needed something.
You know, I
Eat a
love that you
salad.
bring it up, man, because instantly I just had a flashback to the Fast and the Furious, the original one, the first one. You know, right at the beginning when he's like, I like the tuna here.
$4.95. I like the tuna here. Yeah, right. And he goes up and just
No one likes the tuna here, asshole.
No one likes the tuna here,
You can get a burger and fries from whatever he said for $2.95.
$3.95, you F word. Yeah. I love that movie.
So, anywho, so this is shit. What episode is this? Fuck.
We're episode 4.
4, yeah.
Shit, I thought it was 6, so I'm glad I asked. Yeah. So listen, we've had a kind of boring start to this whole thing because we really did start right at the brink of the off season when everything's kind of off. But you know what? It's about to all kick off here very, very shortly. We got a few topics to go over. And that's brought to us by Further AM.
Yeah. Some of them were brought to you actually by Halftime and Next Shift, and they already know what to talk about. So let's get in Halftime.
Hey, real quick. I have a suggestion for you. You need to change your name to Further PM for evening streams.
No, I was going to say AM in your PM.
No. Wait. I got one better. It should be like an open sign, and it comes on and goes, and it goes further, and then it goes like it's going to turn on AM, and then it burns out and it goes PM. Like that. That would be a sick intro for you.
That'd be cool as hell.
I would even like that. That would be dope.
But what if it turns from the PM to the AM? I'm sticking with AM because AM's the name. It's not Further. It's just AM because that's the graffiti name. Like when I go tag and I go out.
Dash PM after it.
I already know how quick. I'm that quick. It's done.
Okay, I'm kidding. Anyway.
And now I'm doing a fill.
Yeah, I like the idea. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, right. Just to play on it.
Yeah, you're just a bus driver.
I'm the bus driver.
All right.
Done. AM side little sign. I took. How long did that take? Less than 1 minute. I'm already out. It took me 3 cans of paint. Outline, fill
These
in.
are 3 cans of paint.
What fucking paint are you talking? Man, I smoke too much
talking
weed.
tagging.
Where is that
AM
fucking-
starts with his
What the
tag
hell are you
name.
talking
It's
about?
your
Where is
nickname.
that paint? My
Graffiti.
brain is fucked up.
Graffiti. I'm a huge graffiti artist fan. I literally watched every single documentary back since the 70s. When I went to Rome, it literally looked like New York City back in the 70s. Like every single car was fully fucking tagged. I was like, wow. I like had nostalgia, like I was watching a New York City documentary. Let's get back into football though, but I'm saying, whew, let me tell you, Europe.
Wait, whoa. You can't chase me down the fucking rabbit hole like that and then just rip that away. Like, you can't do that. Come on. What the fuck?
I'm just saying, like, well, Europe's got a lot of graffiti, a lot more than today. Now they look back at New York City and LA, and I'll be honest, every country looks at us for trends, and one of them happens to be graffiti. And whether you believe it or not, it's not a big thing around here. It's not much talked about, but in other countries, it's like a huge fashion trend.
I grew up tagging trains when I was younger.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you go down to downtown Newport News and you put your name on a train, you know that thing's going over 1,000
Probably the
miles.
most Canadian thing to ever say.
What's that?
Oh, at halftime. I want to get to halftime though. Make sure you go like and subscribe to halftime. I got the links down and below. Thank you to Mitch Kofsky for that. And make sure you go to Mitch Kofsky because he helped create the thumbnail. He hooked us up with the title and the description. So all the links are in the details. Just scroll down where the like thing, pop the little thing down, and all our
I
links
made
are
the
there.
thumbnail.
We're
I
all
made the
live.
thumbnail. It is.
Oh, Canva you.
God, you just take
No,
all
no,
it.
no.
You
You
just
gotta
give
give
Mitch all the
credit where
credit.
it's due.
Yeah.
You got to
I'm
give
just saying.
credit where it's due.
But halftime, Philly halftime, you're our guest today on the show. You're our first guest, and this is an honor. And I'm glad you're here. And
Thank you,
we're going to shoot off the very first topic and say you posted earlier today. The Giants have signed former Jaguars and Jets running back James Robinson to add depth ahead of camp. Now, this kind of goes. I'm going to let you go off with that, and then we'll lead it off with next shift and AK.
Well, this is the big problem because their running back he's not liking his contract. He might sit out. If he sits out, they went and got Robertson for that situation. Now people are saying Robertson is not going to be that good of a guy because he really didn't play that much last year. I think he sat out the whole year because I think he was hurt. But that'd be a big thing for the Giants right now that they did that. And you look at all the running backs having problems with their contracts.
Yeah,
That's huge right now.
yeah.
And the Eagles did every contract they got right now. Every running back is what, $1 million or a little bit over $1 million, but not that much. So
24 years old, 5'10".
Yeah, look at the problems
He's a
with the Giants.
beastly motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Yes,
Quick,
he's gonna be a good running back.
And he improved. He started out at 85 yards his first year at the Jets and then had 340 with the Jaguars. And if I do remember, he got some yardage on the Philadelphia Eagles during that rain game.
Yes.
They definitely used him because it was raining its ass off, and they brought him in for a few plays. And if I do remember, they made him look fucking really good. And I'm going to
100 yards that game.
Confirm that right now. I'm going to actual game by game stats.
I think he got 100 yards that game.
I don't know if
Or
that
like
was
90 or 90.
I thought that was Travis Etienne. I'm not sure if Robinson was a part of the team.
Yeah, I don't think he was either. I'm looking.
No, it was Travis Etienne.
Wait, I'm trying to find game by game. Where is it? game
Because
log.
while you look at that, I'll give my take on it. Since the 2020 year when he played 14 games, had 240 attempts and over 1,000 yards, was actually 1,070 with 7 touchdowns. He had a slight decline the following year with 767, but still ran in 8 touchdowns. After that, it was like a fall from grace, like no one's ever seen it. The guy had over 1,800 yards in 2 years, and almost 16 touchdowns. And he's basically now on his 3rd and 4th team. He's been just hopping around. You can seem to hold on to him. I wonder what the issue is. But good pickup by the Giants nonetheless. They definitely need depth, especially what's going on with Saquon. So now you got Saquon, Matt Breida, and James Robinson. And I don't know about anybody else on their squad, but so far with those 3, that's a pretty formidable bunch there.
Yeah, he did play with the Philadelphia Eagles that game. He had 8 attempts for only 29 yards. But he did get the ball 8 times in the Philadelphia Eagles game. Got 29 yards.
It was ETN that was eating us up, right?
Yeah. But I just remember seeing Robinson one play. He got right through us. If I don't remember, I have to go back. But if I remember correctly, off the top of my head, there was one play where Robinson ran right up the middle, and it was one of those players. I'm like, who the fuck is Robinson? I'm like, why can't our linebackers stop somebody like him? That wasn't even the starting, ATN, the starting running back. That's what concerned me last year, especially with the run up the middle of the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's my concern this year. It's still continuing forward. AK, what is your take on Robinson?
Man, my take's pretty much the same as Randy's. I was actually very big on Robinson his rookie year. He saved my ass in fantasy football. So I owe him that. That was one hell of a year for a rookie, and being in Jacksonville, that wasn't easy. So
exactly,
and then
that was
turn
Blake
around,
Bortles, right?
Yeah, that was Blake Bortles and him, and that was also whenever they had Laviska Shenault.
Laviska Shenault. Yep.
And shit. There's
It's not.
Well, they were. They were shit. Oh, yeah. Chark was there. And the other one.
Oh, my God. Wait.
Yeah.
I don't mean to break the news right now, but I didn't hear about this. This has to go with the James Robinson. They also got wide receiver Cole Beasley, too, today?
Yeah.
God damn, I hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, but he's old.
He's got to be old, right? Right.
He is old.
But he goes to fucking get through the fucking Eagles every 3rd down. But we got better secondary this time around.
He's 34. He's 5'8", 170.
We got better secondary this time around. I hate that motherfucker. I mean, the number one, I hated him more than any Cowboy.
Cut AK off.
It's him. I couldn't stand Cole Beasley.
AK, what was you saying again with the Robinson?
No, but I mean, then his second year, like Randy said, he kind of fell off a little bit, but it wasn't too bad, and he still had his 8 touchdowns. But man, the last 2 years, dude, he's not really stood out. Now, granted, he was behind Travis Etienne. He was wherever he was last year. He was also a backup. He was a couple places since then, right?
He landed on the Patriots.
Yeah, he went to the Patriots. That's right. So, I mean, he really hasn't done much. I don't know. Yeah, sure. I think Saquon will sit out the first game, so the first game might be his. But once Saquon comes back, dude, unless Saquon gets injured, he's not going to see the game that much unless it's just to give Saquon a rest real quick, But
I'm not saying they would, but could you imagine if Saquon sits AK and all of a sudden James Robinson goes off for close to 200 yards and almost 3 touchdowns? There, you want to talk about a running back controversy room there? It's like, ooh, who do you play now? Right? Obviously, you go to your guy Saquon, but it's like you got this bullet in the chamber right in the back there with Robinson. It's like, ooh.
And then
it might not work out, you guys. It might not even work out during training camp. We don't know.
That's true.
I will tell you this. The Giants right now are praying to God that shit doesn't happen. Because here's the reason why. Or no, the Giants are actually praying to God that shit happens. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I mean happens. because that literally means after week 1 they can go to Saquon and be like, "See, we don't need you that bad." You know what I mean? Like if they can, dude, if they could get 200 yards from Robinson, bro, they'd be like, "Well, I guess we could do it without you." You know, maybe we don't need you that bad. So it kind of puts Saquon in a position where now if he comes out week 2 and goes back to his mortal human self where he only gets like 50 yards and no touchdowns, then the shoe's back in Saquon's hand. But as long as he stays consistent with 100-yard games and a touchdown, you know, or two, the ball will always be in New York's court.
Yeah.
Like, so
You know what nobody's looking at?
They are praying to God he works out, to be honest.
You would know what nobody's looking at? You know what nobody's looking at? That's a scary ass two-headed monster as a running game.
Yeah.
Even if what you call it, don't even miss a game. You got Barkley and freaking Robinson. That's a nice two-headed monster running game.
And then if those two get going and they're getting tired, then you bring in a Matt Breida, who's a type of dude who can catch it out of the backfield. So you're thinking, it's a handoff, no, it's play action, dump it into your linebackers or gas coming up all too much, and it's just touchdown zone. So yeah, you're right. They, like I said, they have a three-headed monster there if this works out.
Timeout. We're giving the Giants way too much credit right now. You're swallowing their head. Timeout. The reason why is because there's one thing. That O-line, one, is being ran by a rookie center. A rookie center. Okay? Yeah. Their O-line is pretty young, first and foremost. And secondly, some of them haven't worked out into the way that they thought that they would. So first off, you need to be a successful runner, you need to be having a successful O-line. So until I see that, I don't care what kind of combination the Giants have. If they have no holes to run in, well, what use are you? So
we'll say this: it's like when we first had Kelsey. Like everybody knocked Kelsey when he first was here on his rookie thing, and everybody's like, "Wow, look at this guy! He's beating running backs down the field." So you really don't know what they have.
I know you are not sitting here comparing a rookie fucking center to our fucking Hall of Fame center that's been doing it.
I was saying when Kelsey was a rookie, you're giving the same speech that everybody else.
You gotta be built mentally like Kelso too to survive that shit. Not everyone is Kels, man. Obviously, those two have proven that. You know, Kels and Kelso are two different human beings from most other people.
They got a good offensive line. I got the Giants right behind the Eagles, and the Giants are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Bro, I can tell you right now, Adam. Oh man, I wish Adam was here, bro, because he'd be like, "What are you talking about, bro?" He knows his team inside. Adam would know. God, Adam, come in. Read my mind. Come in here. Come in here.
Coming in, Ivanville.
Oh God, I wish you would. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, Adam would be like, "No, sir, dude, he hates his fucking offensive line." He's like, they're not proven. They're very young. Like, he knows way more than me. He'd be able to tell you why.
I would completely agree with him.
Yeah, and I would agree. Oh, dude, I already do. He fucking hates DJ. He's like, dude, everybody praises over here in New York Giants right now. Daniel Jones this, Daniel Jones that. He's like, bro, the reason we got to the playoffs was because of our defense.
Frederson's not that great. I guess Andrew Thomas is all right. Darren Waller's good.
But my whole point is they got to the playoffs last year because of their defense and Saquon Barkley. He played all right during Minnesota, but dude, he was fucking shitting.
Yeah, but he's right though. I mean, really, no one on their offensive line stands out.
They got the tight end from the Raiders.
That's one guy, bro. That's one guy.
I'm telling you what, they're going to be pretty good. The Giants are going to be better than the Dallas Cowboys.
No, they won't.
No,
I think. And I do. I think Dallas is going to go on a down. I think Dallas is going down.
Listen, I don't agree. I don't disagree with you on that statement. I think Dallas is going to.
Actually, you know what? He doesn't bring up a bad point because, the big blow to that is they lost their running back. We'll have to see nothing but Pollard this season if he stays healthy the full season.
But dude,
Dallas just lost their center.
Because we already know, and not only that, we already know Dak can't even throw to his number one wide receiver. I mean, I have recorded. You go to my YouTube channel where I make fun of the Dallas Cowboys. I made highlights just making fun of how bad Dak throws to his number one wide receiver, CD Lamb. It's disgraceful. It's like even CD Lamb's looking around like, who the fuck were you throwing to? I'm going this way. Why are you throwing behind me?
Just lost their center.
Like I said, man, I don't disagree with you guys. I don't think Dallas will have 12 wins this year. But I don't think
it's going to be up in the air, though. I think it is going to be a flip of the coin between whether it's New York staying healthy or Dallas staying healthy, depending on that factor. It's going to honestly be who's going to stay the healthiest team, because there's going to be injuries. They're not going to be on 100%. I've never heard of a team being.
I'm going to tell you this right now, bro. New York is going to be lucky to hit 9 wins again this year.
Mike McCarthy's done. I think the Dallas Cowboys fall so bad.
Maybe 7 wins. Maybe 7 wins for New York.
What's up, Raphael?
You can make that statement all you want, man. Yes, they have some young talent on that defense, bro. But as long as you have Daniel Jones under center, you might as well just be third fiddle to everyone, bro. Because Daniel Jones is not the fucking savior, just like Sam Howell is not going to be the savior for the Commanders. Okay? You need fucking talent. Listen, whenever you watch Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to pull an Adam here. Whenever you watch Aaron Rodgers, what makes you think Aaron Rodgers is great when you watch him? Why do you watch him?
Oh, because he takes leadership. He takes control of everything. You watch him, he's so confident in where he's going to go. I mean, you can watch him. He already knows the play's already going to happen before it happens. He's there. His mindset's already there.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Whenever you turn on a Giant game and you watch Daniel Jones, take your biasism out of it. No lie. You're not an Eagle fan right now. You're nothing. You're not even a fan of just any team. When you look at Daniel Jones, why do you watch him?
When you watch him, you see his...
What's he do?
He wants to run, actually.
Yeah.
He wants to run.
Okay.
He really wants. So if I get him not to run...
Why does he want to run? Because we were just talking about how shitty his offensive line is.
Yeah, but this year,
I mean, look at our quarterback, Jalen Hurts. We have the best offensive line, and he's still running for his life.
No, you got to run. You
guys, listen.
Find one of the best wide receivers out there, and fucking AJ Brown and fucking Devontae Smith, and we got Dallas Goedert out there. How, for God forbid, is he not thrown the ball yet? But God forbid, here he goes running off again, and I'm like. And we have one of the best offensive lines. So you can see right there that Daniel Jones has no time in the pocket and literally is under pressure, and it's forcing him to throw. And then our defense is just totally going to blitz the shit out of.
Here's the thing, though.
Next season.
Here's the thing, though.
Especially with
that's the thing. What you can say about Daniel Jones is he can run and he's a hard worker. That is the two things that you can say. That's the only two things that you can say. There is nothing less.
Oh, yeah, you can't give no other credit. Yes.
2 things, okay? Now here, let's flip the narrative. If you took Eli Manning in his prime and you put him on this team right now, could Eli Manning not take this team to a playoff run? Yes.
Yeah, he can.
Yes.
With the weapons that he has, yes.
Eli Manning would make Darius Slayton look like an all-pro. He would make all these rookie wide receivers right now look like an all-pro. He would make Saquon Barkley look like a fucking god. That is the difference between greatness and just meh.
But you're taking the running game, the pitcher. and I'm not. I got the running game in the like I got Barkley there. I have, I got a two-headed monster sitting in green and with the Giants.
I'm telling you, bro,
Right
it ain't
now.
gonna work.
I mean,
They saw exactly what they did last year. No lie, this team did not change at all, except for Darren Waller. That is the only real piece that they did anything with. Waller has been injured the last two. Waller has been injured the last 2 seasons. He can't even stay healthy. So the odds of him even staying healthy the whole season are very slim. Okay, and if that fucking happens, then that means it all falls back on Saquon again. And they already know how to stop this offense because it's still the same motherfuckers that were on it last year. So you already know how to scheme against them. You already know what their defense is and how to run against their defense and how to pass against their defense. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be pretty. You got Giant fans out there saying 11-6 and shit. It's like, how? In what fucking reality? You have a quarterback in his rookie season, he threw for 22 touchdowns. His second season, he threw for 10. His third season, he threw for 11. And then last year, he threw for 15. And because he threw 15 touchdowns, everyone's like, ooh, Daniel Jones is getting rejuvenated. No, he's fucking not. The kid's not going anywhere. You'll be lucky this year to even get 20 out of him. And can you truly win anything with a QB who just throws 20 touchdowns? And he's been in the league for 4 years and has only thrown 11,000 yards. Do you know how many yards Justin Herbert and all of them have that are in their 4th year?
Yep.
A lot more than that. Justin Herbert already has 86 touchdowns, I believe. DJ has 64.
64, yeah.
Herbert
has
really
90.
bad, dude.
Herbert has 94.
94, sorry. Yeah. And Jalen Hurts has almost caught DJ in his 3 years. He already has 7,000 passing yards to DJ's 11, and he already has 44. He's only 20 away from passing DJ. That's what I'm saying, man. He's a 1 read, 2 read at best quarterback, and then the kid just completely falters. And if he does not have Waller and he does not have Saquon, this kid is going to crumble. And even if he has Saquon, all you got to do is stop Saquon and just be like, hey, I dare you to throw. And guess what? You win every fucking time.
But there's little out routes that he likes to do. And that's how he plays. Because he tries to get the ball out as fast as possible. Because he can't throw down the field. And they got guys.
No lie, dude. He played so fucking bad last year that the only thing that they could point out in DJ was his fucking, I think it was like his 3rd down completion percentage. It was like the highest in the NFL. I'm like, yeah, he didn't fucking throw that much. Of course he's going to fucking have a high 3rd down completion rating.
Yeah, but he threw it 1 yard to Saquon Barkley, and Barkley took it all the way.
That's what I'm saying. It's just overhyped shit, and I'm fucking tired of it, man. Like,
and
he's
the thing
not
everybody
going
else has to realize too is Darren Waller is going to be 4 years removed from his best season ever as a tight end, which was 145 targets. He caught 107, just 4 yards short of 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Since then, 665, 388, and he's been injured a lot. So they better hope he's healthy.
And let's point this out, Randy. Let's point this out. All I heard for the last 3 years from New York Giant fans is how fucking terrible Evan Ingram is. Oh, he's fucking garbage. He's a complete waste and trash. Did he not just sign a $62 million deal with Jacksonville?
Yeah, he just
you have a better.
And he did really
I don't know what that's about.
And he did really fucking good last year in Jacksonville. No, it wasn't that he had a shitty fucking career and he can't play football. No, it's because he had a shitty fucking quarterback throwing to him.
He had the best year of his career last year. 98 targets, 73 receptions for 766 yards, which averaged 10.5 yards per catch and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But he
No, I
also had a
agree.
shitty
He's
ass
only
coach.
28. True.
But you got a response for
Dable's
Coles?
a good coach. Brian Dable's a good coach.
No,
Yeah, but he
Coles
wasn't
is
there.
agreeing-
He wasn't there when
Coles is
England
agreeing-
was there.
No.
Coles is agreeing with me when he says that. They are nothing without Barkley. And that's the thing that fucking completely mind boggles me. How the fuck do you play Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley? All right, first off, Saquon Barkley is literally top 10 in all NFL talent. Okay? No lie. Daniel Jones is at the bottom end of that. He's literally the dog shit under everyone. How the fuck do you not pay fucking Saquon Barkley and tag Daniel Jones? You did the complete opposite and thought you could. I don't get it, bro. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
They should have paid. They should have paid Brady. They should have paid Barkley, and just and then franchise tag friggin' Daniel
So
Jones.
what? The worst factor is that DJ was like, "No, fuck you," and walks. Okay, so you bring in Derek Carr or somebody in that nature. Oh wow, like Derek Carr is any worse than Daniel Jones? Holy fucking shit! Like, are you serious? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they got to look into the. If they're got to do anything, they're going to have to draft into that situation.
I know, man, but they could have used a
And
veteran.
that's where I'm also really considering possible Drake May's going to end up in the NFC side, and I think Drake May's going to possibly be in the NFC South or the NFC East. Watch out for Drake May from UNC, Heisman Trophy candidate, future coming up this year in the NCAA college football. Watch out for Drake May. The man doesn't have no fucking talent at all. He has a great coach. He's got great staff and a great school. Michael Jordan probably gives him free Nike shoes all the time. But he has no great wide receivers, not a very great offensive line. But Drake May is lucrative. He can handle pressure under the pocket, and you can see by how many statistical yards he gets per year so far. It's only been his second year. This will be his third year because was a red shirt freshman. Drake May is going to be possible. Watch out as a Heisman Trophy candidate. And it's going to be interesting where he ends up being. And that's what surprised me by the Redskins picking Sam Howell. I think that was a big mistake.
They're going to be
ending up with it this season. I have I have no confidence in Sam Howell in the Washington Commanders or whatever they're going to change their name to, because now apparently they sold for $6.05 billion and Dan Snyder got fined $60 million. What do you guys got to say about that?
Washington pigtails.
The Washington whoever's.
Yeah, hold on. I laughed about this because I was like, hold on. So you let this guy sell the franchise for $6.6 billion.
More than any team thus far to date.
But then you turn around and only fine him $60 million.
Yeah, only $60 million, right?
Like you realize that's less than 1% of what he just sold.
He's laughing, like, seriously. Remember that?
Why?
He is wiping his asshole with $60 million right now. All right,
you realize had that under his pillow every night before he went to bed. He was probably like, "Oh, that's all I got to give him." All right,
right.
That's why they didn't want him to drop the big bombshell and hurt the NFL, because he has a lot behind. He has a lot of stories, a lot of dirt on everybody. Yeah. He just has a lot of dirt on everybody.
If he
has dirt on every team there is. And he's like, yo, you just don't want to go this.
He's that rich.
I mean, this team just sold for more than a baseball team, any team ever.
They were comparing literally the soccer teams. They sold more than Manchester United.
No lie, man. No lie. All I'm saying is that if you sold it for 6.6, at least find him $1 billion. Fuck. Holy crap.
Like, yeah, seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
NFL so much
$60 million? You couldn't go $600 million? Like, are you fucking crazy? Like, just $6 million? What?
A milli, a milli, a milli, I'm 100 milli, I'm 100 milli.
Like, motherfucker, if I become a billionaire, you only suing me for 60 million too? Shit, I'll hand it out left and right.
Well,
Fuck.
but there's going to be so much down the road we're going to learn from Dan Snyder. It would not surprise me if there's going to be a lawsuit with the NFL coming shortly. It would not surprise me.
You
Give it
already
a
got
year or
one.
two.
You got one
You're going to
from
see
John
the headlines. NFL sues Dan Snyder for sexual harassment in the NFL office.
Look at John Gruden. He's suing the NFL. You ruined my name. And he's going to win. You don't think so?
I'll tell you what, just because Dan Snyder's worth $6 billion, the NFL as a whole as an organization is worth a lot more than that.
He owns a couple cars in NASCAR, I think.
Joe Gibbs?
No, Snyder.
So now I'm worried.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Our owner of the Sixers halftime is now a Commanders fan.
What was that?
Our owner of the 76ers is now a Commanders fan and an owner.
Yeah, and he owns the New Jersey Devils.
But the New Jersey Devils fan doesn't bother me so much. That kind of makes sense.
No, it does bother me.
A little bit
it bothers me.
similar.
I hate
I know it's hypocritical. He's probably from New Jersey, whatever. But the Washington Commanders part just really throws me off guard.
No.
That amount of money for such a shitty team.
You know what's funny about this is I'm pretty sure the owner of the 76ers and Jeffrey Lurie are pretty good friends, right? I'm pretty sure they are.
John?
I mean, they're right next door from one another, you know?
Chad.
So I'm pretty sure that was a pretty interesting conversation between those two gentlemen. Like, not only do you own the building across from me, but now you're going to own the team that I play against. Like, how are you going to be a Philly fan and a Washington fan at the same time? Oh man, I bet you that was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it's not sitting good with me right now because they're not doing nothing for the 76ers. But here you are, going to go buy a freaking football team. The one of them that I hate.
That would be like me buying the New York Giants.
Yeah. Yes, it'd be weird. It's just weird. It's a weird situation. Like, here you are, you're a New Jersey Devils. All right, I hate the New Jersey Devils, but you're a Sixers owner. And then you're also a Washington Redskins fan. Nah, I hate you more. I don't know. It's weird.
What's up, Chad?
What's good, Chad?
What's up, Wales?
What, brother?
What's up, Chet?
What's up, Wales?
Can we go on to the next topic?
We never even got to a topic yet.
We got through one topic. We never got to the second topic, which is also from halftime. But I'm going to start with AK this time and go around to you, Randy, and next shift, and then Philly halftime last. Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon has reached an agreement to a 1-year deal worth up to $3.1 million with the Ravens. Do you think that's too much with the stats that he has this past year, not even breaking 500 yards? I think $3.1 million is a little fucking high, don't you?
Listen, man.
I mean, damn, 30 years old and has like stats like not that. Well, he did get 9,018 yards 2021 with the Broncos, but 2022 he only got 318.
9,000?
I mean, 918.
I was like, holy shit, that's the greatest year ever.
I'm screwing up right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just with you.
Fucking Flash Gordon playing football. No, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Oh fuck. What was the goddamn question? Oh yeah, Melvin Gordon. Yeah. No, so listen, dude, I gotta say that the Ravens have truly had a lot of injuries over the last few years when it comes to halfbacks.
Yeah.
Who was their guy last year? Oh crap, he was really good. Dobbins, thank you. He's Well, I thought he was really good. I think he can still be, but
Yeah.
I think he was injured last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
He's out this year, guys.
That's weird,
They
man.
just
But-
posted he's out this
I
year.
lost connection fucking hardcore with StreamYard. I couldn't even get the cam working.
That happens sometimes.
That was
I've had it
weird.
happen
I couldn't
too.
even join. Like, I don't know what was happening, but yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, he only played 8 games in 2002, and he didn't play at all last year, AK.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, that when it comes to playing in Baltimore, dude, they run a lot, and I think what was it last year that 3 of their guys had ACL tears, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't fucking happen, bro. I don't even want to know what they did because that's just unheard of. No one tears 3 ACLs before the season even starts. That's crazy, you know. They're going to need all the help they can get, honestly. So it's okay for them. Whether or not they're going to eventually end up using him, because it's probably one of those things where the injury bug is going to hit them again. You know what I mean? Like, they just have really bad luck with halfbacks. They really do.
You want to add in on that?
Yeah, they like what AK said, like Dobbins is out for the year again. He's already on IR right now. So, and with the prices of running backs, how everybody's crying and nobody's getting paid, that's why he's getting paid that much. It's also the, hey, yo, here's the price is going to have to start going up. And they didn't want to hear that somebody only got like 1.5 million. So, but when Dobbins is out again, and as soon as they reported that, they had to go get another running back. You know, so they're hurting that running back.
I would have preferably went with Dalvin Cook. That's just me.
Yeah, see, and the thing for me too that nobody's really mentioning is 3.1's nice, but I'm sure he probably could have signed on a vet minimum because he's going to be 30 years old next year. He's got some tread on the tires, and in the last 4 years, he has 16 fumbles. That's scary. That's kind of scary. And like AK and for halftime just mentioned, everybody knows the Ravens are a run offense first, run second, run third. Okay, but we'll run the 4th time, but maybe we'll pass, kind of team. And they need ball security. And I hate to say it, but this boy don't bring it really lately. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. But that's all I have to say.
Add anything halftime?
No, them 2 guys got it. I mean, like you're I just think they gave him that much money is because everybody's having this hissy fit of that running backs are not getting paid as much. Like Dalvin Cook wants $10 million and nobody wants to give him that money.
Beavis and Butthead.
Ezekiel Elliott wants, I forget how much they said he wants, but he was looking for like $15 million, I believe, but I'm not quite sure on that. But he's not getting what he wants. So there's running backs out there you can go get, but nobody wants to pay that money.
$15 million? Who do you think he is? Chelsea Clinton?
You mean Chelsea Grammer or Kelsey Grammer? No.
That's funny.
Oh my God! I remember what movie was that? What was that movie?
Rush Hour.
Oh, which one? Which one though?
The original one.
The first one.
Yeah, that was just recently one. That was Joe Biden.
Yeah, I think he wants 15 million.
Wow.
No, it's Beavis and Butthead. Their original 1993 Halloween costumes from 1993. They got the MTV tags on the back. I wear them to bring them to the Eagles games.
What do you got next, AM?
Oh, yes. This is an interesting topic. Not only will the co-owner of the 76ers and the New Jersey Devils now be owning the Washington Commanders, so will Magic Johnson, the Hall of Famer NBA star.
I'm all right with that.
Johnson's part of the trade. Oh, and Adam's joining, so now we have tons more to talk about.
He went to go get Adam.
Oh, what is good, brother?
It's about time. He wanted you to join in the beginning of this conversation when we got into the Giants.
Adam,
Yes, sir. Can you hear
I
me?
need you to explain to the man on the top right about your offensive line, sir.
It's garbage.
It's garbage.
Well, it's not garbage. The interior is a little weak, to be honest with you. That's about it. I mean, Evan Neal is going to be trouble. We know that. He can't cover Hassan Reddick. That's what I'm worried about. Hassan Reddick had 2 sacks against that guy last year in the game. And I'm just saying, like, the one thing that people don't get is that sometimes your defense, your guy needs to move inside. So if Evan Neal cannot keep the pass rushers off of Daniel Jones, he's got to move inside the guard. I think the interior is very weak. I think if that's where you want to attack the Giants, it's the inside, the center, in between the centers and guard. Andrew Thomas is all pro, so I mean, good luck with that. But the problem is when you have a system like this, right? The Giants are trying to go downfield more. That means more pressure is going to get to the quarterback. More things are going to happen. There's probably going to be a few more leaks. So I'm a little worried about that because the kid in the center is going to have growing pains. You don't just go from the second round pick and be an all pro right out the gate, So we'll see what happens there.
Now, Adam, what I was telling, everybody, I said, I have the Giants beating the Dallas Cowboys. They will be second in our division this year.
Really?
AK said I'm crazy.
Well, I mean, I don't know what gives you that impression. The Giants haven't beaten the Cowboys in like 3 seasons. So
because this is the reason why. All right, Dallas Cowboys center is going to hold out. He's not going to play. So now they're losing their center. But it's Mike McCarthy has now, I think he's going to choke. I think this is going to be his last year with the Dallas Cowboys, and I think the Dallas Cowboys are just going to crumble because of Mike McCarthy.
Well, they play
and I'm
two sides.
I'm putting that on the coach. They're going to crumble because of the coach.
They play 2 sides of the football, and Dan Quinn still plays on that defense. And so, whether or not you like that offensive line, I don't think their center is not going to be there come September 11th. I mean, let's be real. The centers don't have the same leverage. If there's a position that doesn't get paid like running backs, it's definitely the center position. But he's worth every penny. So
yes, he's one of the best centers in the game right now.
The Cowboys are up against it. They are in the Super Bowl contending mode, and they got Stephen Gilmore, they got Mozzie Smith, and I think they'll be fine on that up and down that offensive line. They are looking at the Giants and not worried about them. They're worried about the team in green because last year they went 12-5. Okay, the year before that they won the division. So now you're going to say that they're going to fall off a cliff? Absolutely not. I think the Giants are not quite there yet when it comes to beating those teams. Now, if they split with the Cowboys, I said to AK, the season is on the line come game 1. Because if the Giants don't beat the Cowboys game 1 and in their building, the season is essentially over. Because then you play you play Arizona, you could probably win that game. Then you play San Francisco, then you go to Seattle comes to your building, then you play Miami and Buffalo. Okay, you're staring down the gun barrel of some of the toughest teams in the league who are going to be ready to go, gearing up for a Super Bowl run. Those teams, Miami, you could argue could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Bills, same argument. Seattle improved tremendously. Whether or not Geno Smith is the guy that we think, who knows? And then the 49ers can beat you with just defense alone. So the Giants need to come out game 1 and absolutely go gangbusters on the Cowboys. If they catch the Cowboys sleeping, great. I think the Cowboys understand where they are. I think Mike McCarthy taking over actually makes the play calling better for them because now he did the play calling in Green Bay when he first started. and that he had Brett Favre running around, and Dak Prescott reminds me of Brett Favre. So I could see them having a good season. And by the way, when he first got there in 2020, before he gave the play calling to Kellen Moore, they were humming on offense. Dak Prescott was off to his best start of the year.
I just think the Giants win game 1.
Well, let's see, man.
I mean, I'm not a
Giants
Giants
don't
fan.
have much in their fan.
I'm not a Giants fan, but I just see Dallas crumbling.
I don't know. I don't understand how you see Dallas crumbling when they've done nothing but get better. I mean, Brandon Cooks on the outside of on the opposite
Brandon
end.
Cooks is on. I think Cooks is on he's on the down slope.
I mean,
everybody keeps on saying, well, ever since the Super Bowl, I think he's been on the down slope. He's not.
Well, he's also played on the Texans for 3 seasons, so that doesn't help you out.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 out of the last 7 seasons, he's had 1,000 yards. You're going to tell me that all of a sudden that he doesn't know how to play? I mean,
no, he's just getting a little older, and I think he's going to have a down year.
Last year was the only year he didn't have 1,000 after having back-to-back over 1,000-yard seasons. So
yeah, but you're also going to give it to. You're going to tell me you're not going to go to your number 1 wide receiver no more. You're going to give it to Cooks.
No, what Cooks does is allow you to have a good third receiver against people's third corner. You know who the Giants' third corner is? I don't know. Cordell Flott, Aaron Robinson. I mean, those guys aren't household names. I would take Brandon Cooks over those 3 guys right now in a one-on-one battle. So to just say that, the guy is quote-unquote cooked because he had a down season where the Texans didn't even have a quarterback is ridiculous. I mean, he hasn't shown me nothing that he's fallen behind. The only thing that he showed, I mean, if you go look at his numbers, okay, last year was the only year he didn't have 1,000 yards since he played for the Rams. Okay, so so you said that he had no 1,000 yards since after the Super Bowl. He went in 2019. They didn't go to the Super Bowl that year. They went 2018, right? 2019, he had a down year. He goes to Houston, has 1,100 yards. That's with Deshaun Watson. 2021,
he was the number 1 wide receiver. He's not the number 1 wide receiver.
Okay, but anyways, in 2021 he had 1,000 yards as well, and then last year he played 13 games, had 699 yards. So in 3
basically
games,
700. Yeah,
so 700 yards in 13 games. He didn't play 4 games last season. So now, if you tell me he plays 4 games, you don't think he's getting closer to 1,000 yards? I mean, come on. I don't think he's fallen off. Look, I'm looking with my eyes. What my eyes tell me is that Brandon Cooks can still go. What did my eyes tell me is the Giants have no recourse to say, yeah, we can beat the Cowboys because they haven't beaten the Cowboys in back-to-back chances. When the Cowboys were giving them the game, they couldn't do it. Okay, so now I'm supposed to believe that they're going to do it again? I don't. I don't even think they're going to – I don't think they're going to win more than 2 games in the division. So they got to split with the Cowboys, and they got to beat the Commanders or the new team, whatever they're going to call themselves.
They're going to be called the hand jobs.
I mean, to me, you could say that the Dallas Cowboys can crumble, but what have the Giants proven on defense? They were according to PFF, they're the 29th ranked defense in the league. Okay, and now we were worse. We were terrible against the run last year, and we were okay against the pass. And now you're going to tell me that the Cowboys, who have improved in their passing game, their offensive line is coming back completely healthy. I don't care about this holdout. Holdouts don't mean anything until they're on the field. So yeah, he can skip training camp all he wants. You don't think he knows the plays well enough to come out there and execute? I do.
I don't think he's going to. He might skip a little bit of training camp, but I don't think he's going to miss game 1.
So then so I'm not really worried about it. Saquon Barkley missing is far more a bigger impact than the center missing for the Cowboys, because we know the Cowboys have a decent offensive line coach, and they just bring in guys, and just like the Eagles, somehow have a magic button where they can get those guys to fit in where they need to fit in. So what
do you think about the Giants running back?
Stoutland University.
The one that you just signed.
James Robinson.
James Robinson is is insurance policy, because
Right.
what's happening, what it is one, it's a slap in the face to Barkley saying, well, we're not going to use you, but it's also a contingency plan in case Barkley does say, well, screw you, I'm going to sit out the year or sit out a couple games.
You don't think that would be a two-headed, good-headed monster?
That guy, I'm not even sure that guy is going to make it out of camp. You know, like we signed Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley ain't gonna make. He's old.
I mean, Cole Beasley came on with like, am I supposed to expect anything from that guy?
No, I don't know why they signed him.
He's 34 years old because they signed him because Shepard and Wando Robinson are both kind of injured. So
security blanket, yeah. Number
they're
3.
probably going to end up on the PUP list, which means you're going to need somebody to take those reps until they can come. I shouldn't say they end up on the PUP. They're probably going to end up on the camp PUP list, right? Which is like you're going to miss the first few weeks of camp, but after a certain time, they have to make the active roster as they go to PUP list, and they can't play till like week 8 or 9 or something like that. So Cole Beasley fills that role of a guy who can come in, catch some reps, and do that. This guy was on the verge of retirement. So, you know, who knows? I mean, these are the kind of
you really don't have faith in your team at all.
I don't say I don't have faith in my team. We can win any given Sunday. But I think what's happening around the league is that we're overestimating what the Giants have done. I mean, the team that we need to stack up against is not the Philadelphia Eagles, who are far better than we are. The Cowboys are slightly better than we are. You know, the Commanders could easily beat the Giants and be even. Doesn't mean I don't have faith. I know that we have a lack of depth. We already lost our starting middle linebacker in Jared Davis. Okay, we're going to be starting.
He's out for the year, right?
Yeah, we're going to be starting unless someone gets injured in the next 2.5 weeks. We're going to be starting Micah McFadden or Darren Beavers. Could be a linebacker coming in at some point, but last year we had trouble with our linebackers as well. So I'm not saying the Giants aren't going to be good. I predict like 8 or 9 wins, you know?
I had you winning 10.
I mean, you're a little bit more.
I had you winning 10, but I had you behind the Eagles.
Hey,
I
we love you.
have the Dallas Cowboys third.
Well, can you name my receiving core? Because I can name, you know, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb are a lot better than Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, and, you know, Isaiah Hodgins. No, you know, just let's call a spade, right? So, I mean, the only thing the Giants have the advantage on is probably tight end, maybe the best tight end in the NFC East. You know,
I like your tight end.
Hey, whoa.
I wouldn't say he's not the best, but he ain't the best there.
Thank you.
I mean, Dallas Goedert versus Darren Waller. I guess we could take a survey across the league and see how many people would pick Darren Waller over Dallas Goedert. I mean, I agree. Darren Waller has been injured, so he hasn't produced the way he does. But if that guy is healthy, he's the number one option for the Giants and going to be a thorn in the side.
And he'll be like a wide receiver for you.
Hey, now don't forget though, Darren Waller was first drafted by the Ravens. They could not get him going. He went to the Raiders, and then he started thriving. Nothing's to say him leaving Oakland means he's still the same Waller. Just putting it out there.
I mean, yeah, he's 31 years old. He's been injured. But, I mean, to say that, you know, I mean, Dallas Goedert is a little younger than him, you know, by a couple of years, by 2 years. You know, they have almost the same numbers. You know, what's his face has 19 touchdowns. Your guy has 19 touchdowns. You know, I mean, Goddard has 44,000 yards. He had 830 yards last year. So Darren Waller, I said when healthy. I mean, with the Raiders last year he had 388 yards, right? So Dallas Goedert had 702 last year. So I mean, if Darren Waller's healthy, he's going to produce. I think so. But again, if healthy, for all I know, he pulls a hamstring in training camp, and then we're fucking fucked.
Don't say that. Knock on wood.
Bro, no, that is the last thing you need, man.
That is the funniest.
Especially in your offense. Like, that is the last thing you need. Any injuries over there.
I mean, if you look at his numbers, right, he's played in Baltimore 6 games. He started 1. Baltimore 2016. 12 games, played 3. In 2017, he was suspended by the league for the year for the substance abuse policy. He got traded to the Raiders, played 4 games. The 2019, 16 games. 2020, 16 games. 2021, 11, and then last year he played 9. So if we get the Darren Waller from 2020, then yeah, he's going to be probably one of the best in the league. Now, whether or not our quarterback, because remember, people, it's a two-way street. If our quarterback feeds him the rock, and he should, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the next one?
I mean, the Giants. I have faith in my team every Sunday when they play. Like, don't take.
Don't sound like that. Oh, you're sounding like a Washington Redskin fan.
No, see, the thing is, I'm not going in with blind faith saying we're winning the Super Bowl because that's just dumb.
I didn't say.
But come Sunday afternoon, yeah, I'm going to tell us we're going to kick the Cowboys' ass. But if you want me to take an outside view, and as if I was looking through a glass or through the window, I'm telling you what I see. Doesn't mean I don't want what's there. I don't believe in they're going to do it. I told you I think they're going to win 9 games. The schedule's a lot harder. The Giants haven't filled every hole. The offensive lines is still a little shaky. We have a lot of young guys playing at a lot of key positions for us, and we have to hope that they pan out. That's all.
Further.
Yep.
What's the next?
Listen, man.
What's the next one?
The next one. Oh, I was gonna say, Alex Highsmith. Steelers agreed to terms on a 4-year deal, $68 million extension. He's a linebacker on the Steelers.
Yep.
Alex Highsmith. He's a savage. Do you think the $68 million is too high? Do you think he earns it? Do you think he should have deserved more? What's your take?
Well,
I mean, shit, he's coming off a year where he put up 14.5 sacks last year. Now, mind you, there was no TJ Watt, so he was probably moving all over the line a little bit, but still, that's a Steeler mentality. So I think they paid him based off of what they saw from last year. He kind of banked on the fact that he had a good year.
Listen, they pay pass rushers. It's a premium in the league, and when you get double-digit sacks, you get paid. And the Steelers,
and he also had 5 fumbles too. Sorry,
right? They like their defenders, and now you got T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith both on there. I mean, that's pretty formidable. That's a pretty formidable group to have out there. So, it goes to show that people can get paid. It's just a matter of who pays them. Pittsburgh is loyal to their guys, so that guy produced. Tomlin's like, yo, pay that man. And Rooney opened up the purse strings, and they did what they had to do to get their guys. So, and let's hope that he produces for them.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. This year, my hot take is TJ Watt sets the new sack record. The reason that he missed it, and I remember it clean as day, it was the last game of the year, and it was whenever TJ ended with 22.5. Wasn't that what it is? 22.5,
yeah.
Right?
22.5, yeah.
The very last game, Tomlin pulled him out on a second down to give him a breather. Excuse me. And he replaced him with Highsmith. And would you not know that play, when they hiked the ball, Highsmith got a sack. It should have been TJ's, and he should have had it. But he stepped out to get a breather, and he missed his opportunity to get his last one. Now, that was Highsmith 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going to tell you this. With 14.5 sacks last year, TJ Watt's breaking that record, bro. I really?
Okay, let's go.
I feel it, dude. I think no.
That's
dude,
what I like to hear. Let's get that's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, TJ's getting 24 sacks this year.
Woo! That's exciting, dude. That's what the football's all about.
Now listen though. This is why I say this. I have also made the argument that TJ Watt is going to be better than JJ. The kid has played 6 years. The kid has played 6 years, and he's already gotten. How many sacks does he have, Randy? Help me out here, bud.
77.5.
Huh?
TJ Watt has 77 and a half.
That's
77 and a half in 6 years.
Well, let's see if he holds up, the next couple of years.
That's what I'm saying, dude. In 4 years, he can easily surpass his brother and a lot
his
of other
average
people.
right now.
His brother is 114 and a half.
Yeah, he's
77
almost
divided
there.
by 6. He's on average, rough round up. He's 13 sacks per season.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he can definitely do it.
Well, he actually tied the record with 22 and a half in 2021.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
So
And
what's going to
adding him in the mix with that guy, now you can see why they're paying him so much money. That's where I'm getting at. Do you think that it was smart paying him?
But that was my point. When he got his
68
22 and
mil.
a half sacks, I believe that was Highsmith's rookie year. This kid is now a veteran, and it makes him a weapon. And now you have to take account for him because he had 14 and a half, which will make them pay attention to him, which is going to make TJ get one-on-ones, which is going to make TJ get 24 sacks. Watch, I'm calling it right now, bro.
Well, if he gets I have to get going soon, but if he gets 24 sacks, that'll be one of the best hot takes ever because one, the sack record is bound to be broken with 17 games, soon to be 18 in the next collective bargaining agreement. So I wouldn't mind seeing it. People don't understand how much 22 and a half sacks goes. Now he's 28 years old. He had 6 sacks last year. You got to think that guy's got probably 6 years left in him that are solid. So he could possibly.
He was injured last year. He was injured.
Yeah, but he's still 28 years old, like I said, and he's coming back with a guy who had 14 and a half sacks. So let's see what happens. Somebody's getting to 20 sacks this year on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, across the league with some of these guys. The guy that I want to see have a lot of sacks this year, and this is my hot take, is Brian Burns of the Panthers is going to lead the NFL in sacks. You say that TJ Watt's going to lead the league. I say Brian Burns is going to lead the league. That's my hot take, fellas. Take that, simmer with it, let it burn, let it marinate. I gotta go. You enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you for stopping in, man.
That was a good one.
I love that kid. He's awesome.
He always comes prepared. Doesn't even have to think. Right off the top of his head, knows what to say.
He knows his shit, dude. Holy fuck! I've never met a human being who just literally has the shit cataloged in their brain. I don't know how he does it, dude. But you can ask that boy a question and he can spit it out to you. He knows the year, he knows the month. It's fucking insane, man.
Man, when you love something, it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. The only unfortunate is I'm just terrible with names. I have a hard time remembering names.
I'm terrible with names.
Terrible with names.
He meant nothing by it, dude.
What did he say? What did he say that he said Brian Burns from the Panthers?
No, from the Browns. Browns.
Browns. Sorry, wrong.
No, from the Panthers. Brian Burns plays for the Carolina Panthers.
Well, he said Browns.
Yeah, he did say Browns.
He meant Panthers. He's right. He plays for the Panthers.
He plays for the Panthers.
Right. I took it the Browns traded for him. That's why I never said nothing. I was like, oh, maybe something happened I didn't know about. But
no. That'd be something to be talking about.
Well, last season he got 12.5 sacks.
He's a savage, man. Brian Burns is a beast.
He's no doubt a savage.
No, he's
good.
good.
What did he say he was going to get, or what was he?
He was going to be the lead. He was going to be the person leading the sacks this year coming up. He'll be the sack leader this year.
Man, that is a hotter take than your hot take. Sorry.
Well, he didn't say how many. I said 20.
I don't know how you can say that, Randy, because AK just went out of control and just said somebody's about to break the sack record.
Well, he didn't mention a date or a time that technically TJ Watt could get it this year, next year, the year.
No. I said this year. I said this year.
Then you're way out of proportion. We'll see.
No, I'm not. Bro, listen.
He's near it. He's right.
In 2021, he got 22 and a half. In 2021, last year, he only had 6 because he got injured. And he was out the whole season. I'm just saying, bro,
Damn,
This-
that's. Whew.
Do you know how
Okay.
hard it is just
But
to
yeah,
get?
we'll see. Still, though, it depends on how the
Like a
Steelers
stray
are
hand,
gonna-
because guess what? The last sack that he got, Brett Favre gave it to him.
No, well,
No.
hold up real quick. My question is, and just like I'm thinking of the Philadelphia Eagles mainly and other NFL teams, is how would the Steelers go about putting him right back in after his long-term injury? Is he going to play every snap? Or are they going to put him
Oh, yeah,
in?
he's playing every
another
snap. He's
play?
playing every
No,
snap.
he'll play every snap. I think it was only
Are
a
you
bicep.
100%? Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
We will
it was
see.
only a
No,
bicep.
the Pittsburgh Steelers
We
playing him
will
every fucking
see.
snap.
We will
I'm
see.
telling you, they're
I
playing him
want
every
to
snap.
see it to believe it.
Bro,
Listen,
he,
that's all they
what you're
got is
saying is
defense.
true.
They ain't got an
They-
offense.
If they play, but day one, starting every snap.
yes, he will. I
Yes.
promise.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. All right then.
He is the
Oh
heart
yeah,
and soul
I
of that
completely agree with
defense, bro.
AK. I don't know about his leading, breaking the sack
just have
record.
the-
He's going to play every game. He's going to play every snap.
I just know from other NFL teams when they're injured that long and that long out for the whole entire season, coming back's not quick and it's not right away and it's not
But
every play.
Pittsburgh is a defensive team.
Bro, what I'm trying to say is he didn't tear his ACL. He didn't tear
I have
anything.
Steeler
leg.
friends that would completely say the opposite halftime, but I'm not going to go in there because I'm not my Steeler friends and I don't want to argue about it. But if they were here right now, they would totally disagree with you.
Yeah, they're also
What-
going to say they're
what-
bringing your guy, their quarterback, is MVP of the league.
I also have Steeler
The
fans
cat.
that are literally anti against, and you all are going to flip out at me. Once again, this is not me. This is just people, acquaintances that I know that don't like Mike Tomlin and think
They're
that
fucking
he's
insane.
supposed to be this defensive guru and especially
He
secondary coach.
They are
Never had a losing
insane.
season.
Here again.
They are
Super
fucking
Bowl as he won
insane.
with the one that he got with Bill Cower. I'm just saying what they're saying.
Listen. I'm going to tell you this right
Based
now.
off
I'm not.
between
No,
Bill
no, no, no,
Cowher
no.
and still hasn't got it done.
I understand what you're saying. I
That's
understand
up
Don't
what
understand
you're
what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's what they're saying, and I'm telling you what they are saying. I
I'm
don't
going to
say this.
listen. I don't
Yeah,
care what. I do
Tom,
not care what
yeah.
anyone says after this comment about me, but I'm telling you this right now. If Mike Tomlin goes 10-7 this year, and they fire him, no lie, bro, I would fire Nick Sirianni for Mike Tomlin in a heartbeat without
I
even
would
thinking
too.
about it.
I would.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat without
Yeah.
thinking. I wouldn't even blink. I would get rid of Nick and hire Mike. Dude, never a losing season. He's been the coach for 14 years. Never
Yeah.
a losing season. Kenny Pickett was a rookie last year, and he still fucking went 9-7.
But he is the
163
similarity.
and
Hold up, I
93.
want to finish what AK just said. He is the equivalent to a Doc Rivers in the postseason.
Bro, it doesn't
No.
matter how many
Yes,
coaches
he
out
is.
there have only
Is
won
your-
one Super Bowl. It's not easy to pull a Bill Belichick or an Andy Reid.
But
It's
look
not
who
easy
already
to
got
go.
us to a Super Bowl in his second year, third year, whatever.
Yeah, so did Doug
Here he
Peterson, and look at his ass. He won us one in the second year, and look where he is.
But we're not
Yeah.
building off. We're not building off of Doug Pederson.
But you are.
No, we're not. Well, very few players still exist from that era. You could say Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson,
But
Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher
Bro,
Cox.
I'm
Okay.
telling you,
then who else?
right now. I am telling you right
Austin
now.
Scott.
If you brought Mike Tomlin to Philadelphia next year with this team that we have right freaking now,
Yeah.
he wins 3 Super Bowls in a row. No,
No,
blinking.
you're going
No
way
question
high,
about it.
way too.
No,
I
I'm
disagree
not,
with
bro.
that completely.
No, I'm not.
I will say that AK's right on that.
I don't.
I
No,
stand with AK
I'm
too.
telling you, if
I'm
they
I'm
fire,
all against all three of you.
hold on, if Pittsburgh fires your
Against
head
all three of
coach
you.
and the Philadelphia Eagles don't go get him, I'd be pissed. Because
Bro,
I'm telling you now,
man.
he is an elite coach.
Yes.
He's Andy Reid. He is Belichick. He is.
He's very good, bro. He's very good. And no lie,
He
dude.
is
He
freaking-
would take He would take Jalen Hurts' game to the ultimate fucking level. I'm not even playing. Tomlin is a
I would say this: if Mike Tomlin had Jalen
There's
Hurts,
something to say. That's
and
the reason why
if
Ben
they had the Eagles,
Roethlisberger
if they had the
retired
Eagles, if he
because
had
of
the
it.
Eagles team, I don't think the Eagles will lose a game.
And I
It'd
strongly
be the first
feel
time in
that way.
history. It'd
I
be the
think
first time in history.
Roethlisberger
Listen.
took all the Steelers and retired because of Mike Tomlin.
Dude. Listen. Ben Roethlisberger retired because he couldn't throw a fucking football anymore. His arm was
not.
gone by halfway through the season. Mike Tomlin made fucking Ben Roethlisberger at 38 go 11-0. He was 11-0
Yes.
with a 38 Ben Roethlisberger with a blown out fucking elbow, and he went 11-0.
He just kept on saying, Ben Roethlisberger over there like saying, "Yo, I can't do this." He's like, "Yes, you can. Just work with me." Dude,
He has
AM, I don't know where you're looking at, buddy.
He hasn't even lost.
He had to deal with the two biggest divas in the history of football when it came to, and I'm sorry, Antonio Brown and the running back. They had big personalities, and look what he was able to do with them.
Hey, and not just that. If those personalities were nice, Randy, if those personalities were even anywhere near what Jalen or any of these guys on our team are, Mike Tomlin would have won 3 Super Bowls with the 3 Bs. No questions asked. Because that was their prime. And that was the biggest letdown to Tomlin, but I'm not even blaming it on Tomlin. Neither is the Steelers, because he would have been fired if that was the case. No lie. AB and fucking Bell ruined that fucking team because of fucking.
What's up, platform? Sorry,
And
I'm missing these comments.
And I'm telling you, man, fucking, he has not even lost 100 games yet. He's been in the league for 14 years. I am right about that, right? 14? 16 years, bro. And he hasn't even lost 100 games yet in 16 fucking years. That's incredible.
He's been in the league since he's 35. He's 50 now.
Yeah,
Dude,
he used to coach at William and Mary. He's from the 757. And then
I know, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Tomlin is a fucking monster. I wouldn't even blink. I would fire Nick tomorrow for Mike in a second. In a fucking second.
You know, he's been in the playoffs 17 times, and he's been in the 17 playoffs, and his record is 8-9 in the playoffs. That's a 471 win percentage. That's still not bad considering the teams that he had to go up against and what he had to deal with when he was going up against.
AM, the Patriots right now, if Pittsburgh fired their head coach, the Patriots would get rid of Belichick for him. I'm telling you now, even the Patriots would get rid of Belichick. This dude is awesome. There's a list of teams
that would line up.
Everybody, a lot of people would get rid of their guys. The only team that would not get rid of their coach.
He's a failure in the postseason.
The only guy they wouldn't get rid of their head coach.
That's my argument. He's a fantastic winner in the regular season. What has he shown you in the regular season besides the team that was created and brought forth with him?
You have to look. You have to look at injuries. You had in those years. You had to look at injuries. You had to look at quarterback play. You had to look at what happened. They fell apart because you lost. They fell apart because the wide receiver went crazy. They went for the running back. He wanted the most money ever. He wanted $100 billion. So he sat out.
Well, okay. What about this one?
Players will ruin the team. You're not seeing the big picture.
He still was 500. And he was still 500. He didn't lose a season.
And he had an opportunity.
Most teams would have crumbled during that.
Aaron Rodgers, and they got creamed in that Super Bowl.
Bro, are you serious? That was Aaron. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers was in his prime. He also
so was Ben Roethlisberger. So it was Big Ben.
But they had the better team.
Ben Rodgers.
Green Bay had the better team, though. Green Bay definitely had the better team. It was by far the best team I've seen in my lifetime that Green Bay had was that year. I mean, dude, They, of
Running
course.
back.
Hold on. In fact, I got a
No, I
Green
mean,
Bay.
he's right. They
fan
had
right
Edward
next to me.
Lacey.
Who was your wide receivers your Super Bowl year?
At least.
Yeah, that guy was a
It
monster.
was Greg Jennings.
2013.
Listen, two legends right here: Greg Jennings and Donald. What?
Well, actually, don't drive my tire.
Donald Driver.
Look, that was a while
was
ago.
even Donald Driver's a fucking legend anyway. But yeah, no, dude. Jordy Nelson. They had Jordy Nelson,
Okay.
the white boy.
Good.
And who was your halfback?
AK, he also had Randall Cobb too, I think.
Yes. He had Randall
Yes,
Cobb.
we did have Randall Cobb as well. Their tight end was actually really good at the time too.
There we go. It was 2011. My bad. I don't know why I said 2013. For some reason.
Oh, sorry, bud. Yeah. So no, I'm just saying, man.
No. Yeah. Certain times, I mean, shit. The Super Bowl run they won. Everybody wanted the Cardinals to win because it was Kurt Warner's last swan song, and they wanted to see him go out on top. But the Steelers had the formidable deal. That James Harrison TD to run back was fucking insane. But they ended up losing. Well, but it's like that was so crazy though. Like whenever he's gone into a season, it's been a successful season when it comes to win-loss. And if there's one thing you want to look for from a coach is that he's always going to be competitive. And always being 500 is a competitive team. It makes you like Adam said, any given Sunday when Tomlin's in the building, you got to throw your hands up and go, this might be a 50-50 shot, just because he knows how to get his guys.
Plus they had probably one of the most dominant linebackers in that time too, in AJ Hawk, and there was Hawk and Matthews, Clay Matthews as well.
Yep. Clay Matthews,
and they had that that safety. I forget his name.
Yeah, they also had Woodson too. Didn't they have Shit, what was his name?
Their defensive lineman, their tackle was really good too at the time.
Yeah, but you had to look how Pittsburgh was working off of injuries, prima donnas. I mean, if they could just get their heads right, they could have won so many more Super Bowls. And it was from the team blowing up because they thought they were wide receivers were better than they really are. And running backs were wanting more money. And it was all like, we're the greatest, and it's because of me, not as a team.
I will tell you this right now. I agree with you when it comes to the disappointment of Tomlin not winning a Super Bowl. But that was
Damn, Ray, you got a microphone now?
But that was not on
like that. Oh, I gotta get me one, man.
But no lie, dude, it was not on Tomlin. The dismantlement of Pittsburgh, that was too many egos in one locker room and not enough of Tomlin to control it all. It had nothing to do with anyone, underperforming or not playing. I mean, Bell was a beast, dude. His downfall is probably the most disappointing thing I've ever seen because that dude had all the potential in the world. AB is another one, dude. AB should be fucking almost close to Jerry Rice numbers now, but instead he's out trying to fix himself. Like that team was just crumbled from the inside, and Tomlin tried to hold it together as much as he could for so long, and eventually he just had to let it go. And I understand, dude, but he still figured out how to win through it all. And that's what makes him dangerous, dude. He had a much better team. That's why I said, bro, if you gave him this Eagles team, oh my God, he'd probably be the most dangerous man on the NFC and in the NFL. I mean, the things he could do with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Goddard and fucking, oh my God, dude. It would be
we wouldn't lose a game.
Oh, yeah, he might go undefeated. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you,
imagine him with Hurts. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like that dude. I'm like, I don't know what Pittsburgh fans are talking about, but that's crazy to get rid of him.
I will say this real quick.
He has a losing season this year. You do not get rid of the guy that never had one.
No,
I lose this year.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
going to say this to clarify my statement. There is not many head coaches that would get fired that I would get rid of Nick for. There might be 2 or 3, literally. Maybe not even 2 or 3, because the 2 I'm thinking of have already been a head coach here and they're not coming back.
Right.
Yeah,
might be
I would
the-
love Andy Reid back.
He would be the only person I would give Nick for. No
I
lie.
never
Out of
wanted
all-
to get rid of Andy Reid. I always
But
wanted.
I do agree, though. A good fit with
I wanted him forever.
Jalen Hurts would definitely be Mike Tomlin, especially with our new defensive coordinator. I think Mike Tomlin would be just a perfect fit for Philadelphia.
No, I know, man, but he's the
I
only.
completely agree, though. I just want to say that there's just some fans.
You're
Well,
crazy.
they
Damn,
don't
you
know
just
what-
told them you lost your goddamn pick in mine. You're crazy.
Listen, man. Now here's
Yeah,
all I
lay off
gotta
the
say.
weed.
If those
Yeah.
hey, that's not the issue, that is not the issue. I listen.
I'll text him right now. Let's go.
But,
Hey, on
but
the weed, but get off the booze.
my whole thing is though, those fans really truly need to look into Mike Tomlin then, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's all I got to say about that. If they truly believe Mike Tomlin would not do good here, they need to do their research and really see what that guy has done. I mean, he's fabulous. He doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's totally he's one of the guys I would get rid of my coach for. I know that. I mean, I think he would be like everybody's wish guy to get.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
he would be overpaid. He'd be overpaid because they would give him so much money. It's unreal.
No lie, man. I think half the NFL's teams would fire their coaches for a shot to get.
I got a cool idea, guys.
Listen,
Just
for
to end the night.
I play all
go
Madden,
on.
he's
And
my
then
coach.
After this, I got one last thing, and I think we'll end it off with this cool thing we'll do. I think you all will like it, or should we just get right into it?
Get right into it.
Let's get right. Okay, this is really cool. We're gonna make a tier list together.
Oh shit.
No, we're all gonna work together. We're all gonna work together. We're not gonna make one
Damn.
separately. We're all gonna make agreement here. So here's the quarterbacks right here. You can top 5. Elite, obviously, and then we'll do great. So we'll change it up here. I'll do great, elite,
Oh, excuse me.
B class.
Last thing.
Underrated, and then and then just terrible. Okay, there we go. Let's start with Jameis Winston. Where can we put Jameis Winston? I'd say B class.
Jameis is. I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out one to go. Yeah, all would be going. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be that good.
He's not terrible.
Derek Carr.
He's
No.
I'm gonna put him at B class.
You would have put everybody at B class already.
No, Derek. He's above average. No, he's B. He's a B class.
Yeah, I guess he's B. Yeah.
I say
Okay, Mac Jones.
Jones. Yeah.
And Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lower than
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, you can't leave
Terrible.
DJ himself.
Sam Darnold. Well, we could put him at rookie, maybe, or underrated.
No, he's definitely not underrated.
Definitely not
No.
underrated. He's
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, fucking elite.
yeah, elite.
Put my
You
long,
guys-
blonde, beautiful boy at the top there, boy. Don't you dare.
Put him on the top of the mountain.
What up?
Randy, that
My
didn't
Oregon
sound
Ducks
right.
boy. My Oregon Ducks
Randy,
boy.
Randy, that didn't sound right.
Hey, it's all good.
Tua.
Take it however you want to.
Tua, can we put Tua at great?
Tua-
Or B
Two is
class?
great. Two is great.
Tua's
Two is
great.
great if you don't have a concussion.
He's
Tua.
not running.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
There we
B
go.
class.
All right. Justin Fields.
B class.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. You don't know what he's going to be.
Kyler Murray.
Under. Oh no.
Just
B class. He's B class.
Yeah.
Dude, he
but-
could-
video games.
Let's talk about this one for a second. This one is interesting subject to talk about because he has been injured and does put up good stats.
Bro,
He
he
just
could
finished
not-
about his video game. What's
Bro.
that video game he plays?
He could not.
Oh,
He
Call of
could
Duty.
not win. He could not win with DeAndre Hopkins. He is B
Yeah.
class.
And Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm not saying he's great, but I'm saying should he be in the
No.
B?
He's not a no.
Not B.
He's
B.
definitely not a no.
B.
He's
Okay. Daniel Jones. This one,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say underrated.
You're out your fucking mind.
Okay.
Do you know what the definition of underrated is? That's not it. Daniel Jones' face doesn't come up. He's
No, he's terrible.
JK?
He's terrible.
Oh, okay.
You
wait a
can't-
minute.
Terrible. Okay. Halftime. What is your vote?
You can't have Baker Mayfield under Daniel Jones. That's just disrespectful.
True,
Yeah,
true.
you
I
got to put them
forgot Baker.
together.
So
Yeah,
where do you
gotta
put
change.
Daniel Jones halftime?
Terrible.
You're going to have to put him at freaking terrible.
Yeah.
Underrated. No.
Jalen freaking Hurts. Underrated. He's elite. You got to put him at elite.
Who's that?
Three
Hurts.
years in the thing, and he
Top
Goes
of
to
his
Super Bowl.
class. Patrick Mahomes.
He's like-
I don't think I have to ask you guys where Patrick.
Yeah, you know where he belongs.
is. Or-
He's
Oh,
B
you put him-
class.
He's in B class.
He's
I
definitely
gotta
B.
scroll up. I don't have that big of a screen. I gotta get a computer. We're working on
That's
it.
No,
Drew
Pat
Lock.
Mahomes is eh. Yeah, you know,
he's, he's underrated.
yeah, he's
Side
underrated.
arm swinging it. Puts up his
Listen,
leg.
he-
Throws it on the
no,
leg.
no,
Yeah, you're good.
No
He
look
is-
passes. Yeah, he's underrated.
Where do we
He is
put Drew
so
Lock?
good, bro. He is so good. You have to get him underrated.
Who the
Drew
hell's
Lock?
that?
Drew Lock isn't even a starter as far as I
He's
know.
not even a starter. You don't even.
Now, why is he even on the list? That's what I was.
And I'm sorry, but he's a white guy. He's not a black guy.
That's
I
true too. That is actually true too. I
I was
skip
so
him.
confused
Don't
by
even
that
do-
name. I was like,
Okay,
who
can
is
we just
that?
put Carson Wentz's
Terrible,
No.
terrible.
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 He went downhill so bad.
Kirk
it's unreal.
Cousins, we could do
B class. B class.
really with all the stats he's done. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
he's
it doesn't
a
matter.
stat whore. He's just
Yeah.
a stat whore.
Okay. What about Matt Stafford? Can we put him as great?
Matt Stafford is great. Yes, he's great.
Okay. And then Deshaun Watson, we do B class.
B class. I got to see him this year. Coming off of last year. Yep. What'd you say, Rick?
Davis Miles? No.
Mills.
Davis
Davis
Mills.
Mills.
Mills, sorry.
Mills, that's Houston Texans, right?
The backup though now because they got C.J. Stroud. So
Right. So we're gonna move
Right.
on and do Jared Goff.
he's B class.
class.
He's a B class.
No, I'm really? You don't think he's great?
No.
Not yet. No. I mean, he's been to a
Damn
Super
good
Bowl.
stats though.
He's been
Yes,
to a
he
Super
has been
Bowl.
to a Super Bowl.
Go ahead, put
I'm
him.
almost gonna put Jared Goff as underrated.
Go
Put him at
ahead.
underrated that.
Put him as underrated.
Go ahead.
Hey,
I think he deserves underrated. But he's B class, but he's could be great. We'll put him on underrated.
yeah, he could be shit
No,
too.
Russell Wilson.
Or
Russell
other-
Wilson. I don't
Russell-
think he should be
Russell-
elite, right?
No, he's great.
He
And
two-time
everybody else on
Super
the list
Bowl?
just put him in terrible.
Yeah, but the list is for terrible.
Except for Burrow.
No,
Why
dude.
is Cam Newton on the list? How old
I
is
don't
this?
know. It's your list. We don't know why you have him on your list. It's your
It's
list.
supposed to be 2023.
All right, well, move Russ up to great.
Wait, where?
Russ was down at the bottom. You didn't even move him up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's great.
All right, and then who is?
Skip Cam Newton, Joe Flacco, which I
He's
don't
not
know. Let's just go to Joe Burrow.
elite, obviously.
Yeah, he's elite.
Yeah.
Joey Ice.
Trubisky. Okay. No. Zach. No. God. Josh
No.
Allen.
Josh Allen, elite.
Yep.
Elite.
I just didn't feel like uploading all the pictures myself. Trey Lance. Is he starting? I don't think so.
Yes.
I'm not sure who's going to start for the 49ers yet.
So we just put him underrated. Or
Well, Palmer's a rookie because he hasn't played yet.
no. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. That's a good point. Very good point. Ryan Tannehill. There we go. Titans. That's a good one. B class.
No, terrible.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Planetary, he is terrible.
But he always puts up stats as a backup a quarterback. He always is.
Oh, you better then give up because he ain't that good.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He had AJ Brown and he couldn't do nothing with him.
That's true.
And he had a great running back.
Wait. He has no excuse now because he does have a
Oh,
wide receiver.
Wait a second. What are y'all talking about?
Wait, let's go with that. We're talking about
In 2021, the Titans led the AFC and won it at 12-4 without Derrick Henry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why we're giving.
That's why we said he's not terrible.
Shouldn't he deserve underrated or B class?
He's very
'Cause
underrated.
he's always been a backup
You're gonna put
quarterback.
him under
Until
B?
Hey, you guys.
backup even on the.
What do you call that
Tampa Bay
stuff on the bottom of
Buccaneers?
your shoe? Tannehill?
Listen,
That's what we call it around here.
You guys realize Ryan Tannehill kept the Miami Dolphins relevant for 8 years, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just had shitty teams around him up till these last years.
Nah, he's like a Kirk Cousins. He's a fucker.
I'm not saying he's
Okay,
bad.
guess what? My Steelers friend just commented me why. No, this is the guy who doesn't
God.
want.
Let me see it.
He does not want literally Tomlin on Philadelphia. He says, how about that we start with the fact that he's only won 3 playoff victories in the past 13 years. Any other coach would have been fired. Doug Peterson had the same amount of playoff victories in 1 year, and the fact that Tomlin had 13 years, just let that sink in real quick, Eagles fans.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. But I'm all down for winning seasons and never being a loser in my conference and always being somebody that.
Yeah, well, the Eagles fans, we never have to worry because we win playoff games. This is terrible. Only
Like
3
I
in the
fucking
past
told you,
13
though,
years.
bro. Those games were lost because of egos, not Tomlin.
Okay.
You lost because
that's
they lost
what-
because of players. Yeah, AK's 100% right. He didn't lose it because of him.
Le'Veon Bell always wanted the ball. AB always wanted
Dude,
the
you
ball.
always
We
had
always
savage
wanted-
players on the Steelers. Don't you get me
Michael
started?
Burris.
Connor all the way, and they all went to other teams. Who the guy who flipped shit in Florida and threw stuff off the balcony of his hotel and almost killed a little kid? Who was that guy who just went loco?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
He was on the Steelers, the wide receiver, and now he's not anywhere because he's got mental problems. He was on the Buccaneers and threw his clothes off.
Oh,
No.
AB.
AB.
That's Antonio
Yeah,
Brown.
AB. Yeah,
That's Antonio Brown.
you couldn't even control that guy, and you had the best talent ever.
But that's why they
That's what we're
lost.
saying. He never had a losing
And
season.
not only
because
that,
the best talent
you didn't even take care of the situation at hand when he got injured.
He's a. Wait, who?
The Steelers organization.
AB got cut because he was live streaming after games when Tomlin plainly said no cameras in the dressing room after games. And AB went on IG live and was streaming stuff. And Tomlin caught
But
saying
that wasn't also the top of the straw. He
There was
didn't
lots of stuff. He burnt his
re-sign.
feet in an
He
ice
wanted
chamber.
more money.
He melted his feet
Yeah.
in an ice chamber.
He was
Not just that, but hold up. First off, just because he wanted money, that's not Tomlin's fault. That's the owner's fault. And secondly, Pittsburgh never pays players. How many times have you ever seen Pittsburgh pay players? They never fucking do. It's one of the reasons
They
why
only
they lost.
pay their defense of players.
They play like
Why
the
do you
Palomalos, the James Harrisons, the Rodney,
Yeah.
you know guys I'm talking about, you know,
why
like
do you think why do you think Hines Ward moved on? Why do you think
Hines
Plexico
Ward.
Burris moved on? They
Yep.
don't pay wide receivers. They never have. They never fucking will because they're good at drafting them. Look at Haskins. He's a fucking beast, dude. He's
Look at
going in
George
his
Pickens.
second year.
But okay,
Or
but
George Pickens.
then where was the fault of why you couldn't win a Super Bowl those years? Your defense was so great. You had to remember you had
I told
you had
you
Mike
had
Tomlin, the
brilliant
defensive
people.
guru, who should be able to be the top dog
You
in
had
secondary
crazy
defensive
motherfuckers.
coaches.
What do you not
Because,
understand?
dude, you had
But that's not what happened. You got outscored and beat by Mike Tomlin, who's supposed to be the secondary guru in the NFL. The
the
guy
defenses were never the problem.
secondary defensive
Hey,
coach.
Wait,
psycho.
wait a second.
Didn't
Wait
help
a
that
second.
Ben
Wait a second.
Roethlisberger was turning the ball over when he shouldn't be throwing the ball and checking it down. That never helped. You should see the sideline videos of Tomlin ripping up Roethlisberger because he's like, "What are you doing there? I told you. When in doubt, check it out, not freaking huck it out." And he would just throw up freaking squibs up the middle, and of course the safeties and the free safeties or corners are going to pick it off. So that was some of the downfalls to them losing in the playoffs was because Roethlisberger tried to take over games, and he didn't realize that Tomlin had a system in place. You just need to follow it. And I don't think there was ever issues, but there wasn't continuity between those two.
I don't
And
think.
not just that, but not when you got a fucking wide receiver over there bitching in one ear saying, "I want the ball, I want the ball," and then you got a halfback on the other side, "I want the ball, I want the ball," and they're all bitching about the same fucking thing. As I've played football, bro, that is not a winning fucking
We
organization.
can all agree on one
That's
thing: the Steelers, though, previous years had terrible offensive line. Terrible offensive line.
That was
the
some of
last
their
couple, the last couple years.
Always
Yeah,
been the fault with Ben Roethlisberger is he
No,
literally
dude.
had to run for his life.
no.
Roethlisberger didn't run.
Roethlisberger was never a runner. He was just a guy
I know
standing
he's
in the
not a
pocket.
runner, but he
Took a
could
lot to
run.
take him down. Took a
No,
lot to
he's not that good of a runner.
He's not great of a runner. He's a terrible runner, but he ran. He ran for his life.
Yeah, with cinder blocks on his feet.
Hold up.
Exactly.
Let me fill you in here because I've had to watch a lot of Pittsburgh games because I'm married to a Pittsburgh fan. And I'm going to tell you this, man. Pittsburgh has had one of the best offensive lines with us over the last 7-8 years. The reason they've had a downfall over the last few years is they had to get rid of their all-pro Villanueva. They had to get rid of like 2 or 3
Eagle,
other
by the
ones
way.
of those
Ex
starters.
Eagle.
Yeah, okay. They had to get rid of 2 or 3 of the other starters because of money, because of transitioning and shit and doing things. Okay? Now, Big Ben in his prime, he wasn't running. He did run to scramble, but it was like a freight train trying to take off. Okay? It didn't go very well. But here's the thing. Big Ben, he was always ripped down by 3 or 4 dudes. I can't remember how many times I've watched Big Ben come out of a huddle with a broken nose because he was too fucking big to bring down. Everyone collapsed around him because, one, he didn't have to move. He was fucking huge. Like, the downfall was not Big Ben and it wasn't Tomlin. If it was, Tomlin would have been gone a long time ago, and so would have Ben. They would have moved on. They're not moving on because Tomlin is not the issue. AB was a greedy fuck and Le'Veon Bell was a greedy fuck. They didn't fucking win because you can't win when you're not playing as a team. And those guys were not team players. They were all me. I want my stats. My stats matter. You're not winning Super Bowls with that shit.
Yep.
All right, let's finish this because it's almost getting to 11 o'clock and we got to end this show. We're moving on to Dak Prescott. Where would you put him at?
He's great.
Yeah, he's great. You had to give him.
You gotta go do him. I know as a biased Eagles fan, I hate to put him up there, but Dak Prescott's got to be up there. Next, go Lamar Jackson.
Great.
I would put him at great, and the only reason that I say that is because he's been injured the last 2 years, and I need to see him healthy for all 16 games for once.
Not
before
only
I
that, I
put him
need to
back
see
to elite.
some post
Like if you ask me this year, I think he's going to be elite, but that's just the way it's going, and that's the way it is. But I think you should leave him at great because you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to be injured? Is you know what I mean?
Right.
Last year he played a money game. I'm not playing because I want my money. So you still got to find out what he's going to be.
I need to see him healthy.
Yep.
That's it.
Tom Brady's not there. Matt Ryan's not there. Aaron Rodgers.
He's
elite. That's a given.
Like, why do you even ask that question? It's Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Trevor Lawrence.
He's great.
He's great. He's not elite. He's great. He
All right,
has.
there we go. The full list.
He has a coach that will take him to.
Now listen. Some people will probably have him at B class right now. That's fine. But listen, dude, he threw 5 interceptions in the playoffs and still won. If you can throw 5 interceptions and still win, you got my vote.
Yeah, in a playoff game.
That's impressive. that's pretty fucking impressive, man. I've never seen you throw 2 interceptions. You pretty much gave the game away. But this dude threw 5 and still won. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but it did. It happened.
Guys, I want to say
this: when he did that, okay, he said, "Damn." My coach said, "Yo, don't worry about it. What's the problem?"
Doug is the reason. Doug is all the reason, bro.
He's like,
I fucking hate that he did. Oh, I hate it. Ooh.
He went like this. He's like, my coach kept on telling me, "Don't worry about it. We got this." I'm gonna go tell my defense right now. I need the ball back.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I keep on giving the ball away. My coach is like, "It's okay. We got this."
I'm telling you right now, bro. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a monster this year.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Guys, we gotta wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up right now. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's right now. We got 6 people literally in the chat that stood with us the whole time. And if you could, we were all live. If you could just drop a like and give a sub to our guest, our first guest to this show, Philly Halftime up above. And thank you for joining us, man. It's been fantastic.
Thank you. It was great.
Great, man. This way.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was great hanging out with you guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely fun.
Bro.
It was a great Friday night chilling, and I can't wait to do this next Friday. And I hope
it won't be the last time halftime, so be ready for another invite.
All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Maybe we might bring you in as a regular. But AK, do you have anything to say?
No, sir. It was fun, and I hope no one took it that I was yelling. I wasn't. I just get psyched up talking football, and I love this shit. And I now that I'm fully injured and have nothing else to do, all I can do is kind of assume myself in this to just keep my sanity a little bit. So, it's just fun, because most days I just kind of sit around and ponder shit. So this just brings some normalcy back into my life a little bit. So it's fun. It's fun to just step away out of reality for a little, talk my shit that I feel comfortable talking and knowing with you guys, and I enjoyed doing it. So, hey, this is the highlight of my night. And I got yelled at by my neighbor for being too loud, so I succeeded. Right. There you go. So appreciate you guys.
Everybody stay safe this weekend, and you all have a most excellent weekend. And thank you for tuning in. It's been a fantastic show. Thank you, Halftime, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude. We always like talking all around the league, just not one particular team. We like getting in debates about different particular teams and bringing guests on where they know about their team. This is what you wanted next shift. This was his creation, his idea. And next shift, I'm gonna finish off with
me and AKs. Yeah. My idea was I wanted to have heated debates about sports and topics, and basically see what people thought, but not just about our favorite teams, but about the whole NFL. And I wanted to bring obviously us, but also the chat as well into it as well. So as we grow, so will they, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It's a great idea. I love the idea because you don't have to always just talk about Eagles. You can talk about the Giants. You can talk about Dallas. You can talk about, Seattle. It's awesome to talk about different teams and looking on the outside, looking in, and how people think.
You just can't talk about Joe Burrow. No, you can't talk about Joe Cool. Joe Cool's off table.
Stop it. Jim Kelly. Stop it. He's the next Jim Kelly.
Golden here.
Fuck you.
Ooh.
Fuck you.
Joe Burr.
Fuck you. You don't say that about Joe Burr. No. No.
It's Jim Kelly. He'll go to 4 Super Bowls and end up with nothing.
You're out your mind.
You'll see. He got
listen. You want to know something? You want to know where you're wrong? We'll end it. Every Joe has won a Super Bowl.
Okay, he's not winning the one.
Every starting quarterback with the name Joe has won a Super Bowl. Let that sink in.
I buy that for $1.
Guys, we got to end this. We're going to go on all night. But y'all have a great night.
Wait, all right. He got a tweet there.
We'll bring this on. How about this? We'll bring it on for part 2 next week, so we have something to continue on about. How about that? Part 2.
There you go.
Continuing on. Make sure you tune in next Friday. We keep it going, 9 o'clock. Gridiron Gazette, episode 5. Make sure you guys tune in, and I hope you all have fun.
I like turtles. 5 time.